Why do you think the Hubble Telescope, the mirror issues notwithstanding, which were ultimately fixed when it was first launched, why was that so successful? There were versions of the Hubble Telescope previously launched by the military, looking down. The model for that telescope had already been conceived and built and was operating. Then we said, oh, we want one of those. Okay, but that's not public that this is going on. The telescope gets designed, it has the benefit of previous versions of it having been used successfully, but looking down, and we look up. This is the perennial two-way street of astronomy in the old days and in modern times astrophysics. Oh my gosh, Leeuwenhoek, he got the microscope guy. He got a drop of pond water, puts it under his microscope just to think to do this. It's just water. Why do you think that's something interesting to do? He said, I wonder. He was curious. He puts it under and sees little, what he described as animalcules, happily a-swimming.
Animalcules.
Animalcules. These are like the amoebas in Paramecia. He reports on this to the, the scientific authorities, and they don't believe him. They say, von Leeuwenhoek, we think you might have had too much gin before you wrote this letter. Why would anyone believe this? That there's entire creatures, an entire universe of creatures thriving in a drop of pond water. And so the way science works is one report does not make it true. You need verification. They sent people to the Netherlands to verify his results. And there it was, the birth of microscopy. And then they looked at everything. I have a sample of aerogel in this office.
Really?
Yes.
What the hell is aerogel?
Aerogel is the most ghost-like solid substance ever spun. And it's used for NASA. It has many applications. We care most about is you put that on a spacecraft, on a space probe, and as it flies through a comet's tail, particles of the comet enter the gel, and it slowly stops it so that it's intact by the time you bring it back and then analyze it. So among the many things you can do with it
is catch a comet's tail.
It also has highly insulating properties. It's like one of the most insulating things ever known. And the way they make it is they have some polymer chain that they spin up, and it's this solid thing, but then they evaporate all the liquid. And what's left are the molecules that flesh out the volume that the liquid once occupied.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
As I said, it's like a ghost.
It does look like a ghost.
Okay,
Oh
hang on. It's actually solid. Right? It's not flexible.
Right.
It might be the lowest density solid stuff ever because it's not. I mean, it's volume filling strands of molecules.
Age-old question is, if you could go back in time, you have Wi-Fi somehow, and you have a smartphone, how long would it take you to maybe take over civilization? Or do you think they just maybe murder you for thinking you're doing magic?
If I carry what I know today back in time, you could easily take over the world. First, you just know what the markets did, and then you just play the markets. You can't do it too much because the fact that you do it interferes with the outcome. So it's a kind of an observer effect thing. So, but within a few months, I could just become the richest person in the world.
I wonder how fast you could speed up society, just you individually. You go back with all your knowledge, and it's...
But you can't. I'll tell you why.
Why?
You can't just speed it up because a lot of bits and pieces have to come together, and they're brought together by innovative, imaginative people.